we were just talking about names, Cameron.
Yes.
And you have several nicknames for Simba, your dog.
I do.
And one name that stood out in my mind was Simba. Okay.
Simba, Wimba, McMimba.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a full name.
It's a Simba, Wimba,
McMimba.
Okay, how did you even come up with this?
So I don't know if this is a regional thing where I'm from, but there is a construction where you say the name, then you change the first letter to a W,
okay,
and then the last name is Mek M something. So
okay.
Simba, Wimba, McMimba.
Okay, so what am I?
You would be Kristen Wiston McMiston. And I'm Cameron Wamron McMamron.
Oh, that's great.
But, I mean, you can say it just kind of jokingly, but it's kind of like in a...
That's really fun.
Kind of way.
Like
Cameron Wamron McMamron.
Like little kids kind of teasing each other.
Yeah, teasing, picking each other.
That is great.
So, yeah, I haven't heard it all over the United States.
No, not in LA.
But I'm sure people where I'm from would recognize what I'm doing.
All right, I like that name. Kristen Wiston McMiston.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how we're going to introduce ourselves. Okay.
All right.
We are traveling today. We are going to Poland. And, of course, Poland, you cannot not visit Warsaw.
Yes.
Yeah. In Korean, it's Warszawa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that's probably closer to the Polish language.
Right, yeah. So, honestly, I mean, if I heard Warszawa, I would not know what it was.
Yes.
But I think it probably is closer to Polish.
Probably. Okay. I feel that in any travel, anywhere you go, food is a very important part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to discover Warsaw, and they're going to see what kind of specialty dishes they have.
Ooh, can't wait.
Remember last week we had pierogi?
Pierogies, yeah.
Let's see what they have today. All right. If something is a no-brainer, so no-brainer.
It's an easy problem to solve or a very easy choice to make.
Yeah. You don't even have to think about it.
Right.
Okay. Pick someone up.
You are going to get somebody, usually by car, to take them somewhere.
Okay. As well as?
In addition to, you're giving extra information.
Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our travel dialogue.
What do you want to do first in Warsaw?
Let's visit the Museum of Science and Culture. It's the most famous building in the city.
That's a no-brainer. I've been excited to go there since I read the history of it.
Tomorrow, we should go on a World War II tour of the city. The driver will pick us up at the hotel.
We can also do a self-guided walking tour of the Old Town the day after.
We need to have pierogies while we're here, as well as Polish sausages.
Please join us on page 50. We are going to Warsaw, so let's begin. Ben says, what do you want to do first in Warsaw?
Yes, and then Amy responds with, let's visit the Museum of Science and Culture. It's the most famous building in the city.
Okay. So, I think in any city, you do want to go see their famous museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a big fan of museums?
They're great because often when you're traveling, it's hot and a museum has air conditioning.
True.
So you can get knowledge and cool down at the same time.
That is very true. And Ben says, that's a no-brainer. I've been excited to go there since I read the history of it. Okay. So when you say that's a no-brainer, and usually it's a no-brainer or that's a no-brainer, what are you really saying?
In this case, you're saying, of course, but a no-brainer is a decision or problem that does not take any thinking at all to make. You do not have to use your brain.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's true.
Or obvious.
Right. That's why it's no-brainer.
Yes.
So no need for the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's give another example using, here it's like, oh, of course, but how else could we use it's a no-brainer?
So let's say you're deciding between two different dishes at a restaurant.
Yes.
So maybe you go to a steak restaurant.
Yeah.
And someone says, do I want the sirloin steak or do I want the fried chicken? Do I want the sirloin steak or do I want the fried chicken? You're like, that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. You're at a steakhouse.
You're at a steakhouse. Get the steak.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Right. So it's in that context, you're saying you don't have to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's obvious what you need to eat. Okay. So then what does Amy say?
Tomorrow we should go on a World War II tour of a city. The driver will pick us up at the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Poland was very much involved in World War II. I mean, and so a lot of things happen there.
Yeah.
And so that's why there is a World War tour.
Yeah, Poland actually, geographically, it is in a place in Europe that is constantly having armies go through it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So both from the western side of Poland and the eastern side of Poland,
yes,
there are very powerful countries.
That's right.
So they're always going through. So there is a lot of these war museums. The biggest one, of course, the last one,
right,
being World War II.
So it's kind of like whoever is in power or whoever is stronger on the east or the west is the country that kind of dominates Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's like flat and it has a lot of rivers. So everyone wants to go through it because travel is easier. Okay. All right. So, the driver will pick us up at the hotel. So pick someone up. You are going to that place to collect someone. You're putting them usually in a car, a bus, something of that nature.
Yeah.
And you're going to take them somewhere.
Right. And it doesn't have to be just a person. It could be like, someone's going to pick up your package.
Yes.
Yeah. When you return something, yeah, you request for a return, you leave it out your door, and then, they're going to pick it up.
Right. Well, even for delivery apps that we have, you can actually make pickup orders. So instead of having the food delivered to your house, like the pizza, having it delivered to your house, you could go to the pizza restaurant and pick up the pizza.
I've done that before. It's a little bit cheaper, too.
Yeah, sometimes there's a discount.
Yeah, okay. What does Ben say?
We can also do a self-guided walking tour of the old town the day after.
Okay, so a self-guided walking tour. So we know what a walking tour is. Basically, you are, going around town and seeing the city, walking around. But what is a self-guided?
If it's a self-guided tour, you do not have a tour guide. Often what it is, you have like an electronic device that will talk to you. I see this a lot in museums, especially in Europe for some reason.
Yeah.
At the information desk, you can pay, €5.
And they'll give you like a headset.
And there will be a number for each thing that they're going to talk about.
Right.
Or I guess now often they have a QR code, and you scan the QR code, and it will tell you about what you're looking at. Self-guided.
Right. Okay. So, and I have to say that there are innumerable languages available, but obviously English is probably going to be always available.
Yeah, I think, English is the international language. So,
it is. Yeah.
Wherever you go, if there's an extra language, it's probably going to be English.
That's right. Okay, so Amy says, we need to have pierogies while we're here, as well as Polish sausages. Okay, so they're going to have pierogies again while we're here. This is our power pattern.
While we're here. So you've come to a place or you've done something and you're saying, because we are here, we have to do something.
Yeah.
Like it would be an opportunity that we're missing if we don't do it.
That's right. So while we're here, hey, what else are we going to do? We might as well.
Yeah.
And not only just pierogies, but as well as Polish sausages. So in this context, it is simply another way of saying and.
Yeah. In addition to.
In addition to. Could there be a reason why we say as well as?
There could be. I think and is very neutral. It's very short. So sometimes, as well as, because it is longer, maybe you are emphasizing.
Emphasizing, yeah. Stressing, yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily emphasizing here, but it does feel more complete to say as well as.
It does, because Polish sausages are very famous in the country. So, yeah, it's like we have to have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
What do you want to do first in Warsaw?
Let's visit the Museum of Science and Culture. It's the most famous building in the city.
That's a no-brainer. I've been excited to go there since I read the history of it.
Tomorrow, we should go on a World War II tour of the city. The driver will pick us up at the hotel.
We can also do a self-guided walking tour of the old town the day after.
We need to have pierogies while we're here, as well as Polish sausages.
It's time for Power No. Please join us on pages 52 and 53. If something is a no-brainer, it means that it's very obvious choice. It's very easy.
Yes.
You don't have to think about it. I decided to fly with a discount airline since it's a short trip.
Choosing the cheaper option was a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people want cheap things.
It's true.
Yeah.
And if it's a short flight, I tell you what, the only time I went first class is from Busan to Seoul. It was the most useless first class flight. It was like 30 minutes of first class.
Seriously, you gotta save the first class, well, not first, even business class for those long haul trips.
Yeah, that's so true.
Okay. Taking the promotion was a no-brainer for Sarah.
Yeah, more money.
Yeah.
And like, more respect.
Right.
Of course I'm going to take it.
Of course you're going to take it. What else could be a no-brainer? Let's see.
If you're going to buy something, sometimes it can be a no-brainer. You get an upgrade and it's free. Well, of course I'll get the upgrade.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's like when things are offered to you, and of course you're going to accept because it's not going to cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. So if it doesn't cost you a lot of money, you're benefiting. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Like, why would you not do this?
Yeah.
It would be weird to not do the thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
We would never quit Power English.
Oh, that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
Why would we quit?
Why would we ever quit?
They'll have to fire us. They'll have to pull us out of EBS.
That's right. Pick someone up means to collect someone, usually by car. It could also be to pick something up, too.
Yes.
I'll pick you up at 7 p.m.
Great. I'll be waiting outside the main entrance.
Okay. She picked up her friend on the way to the concert.
Yes.
Do you like to be picked up by a friend who has a car?
I mean, of course.
Of course.
But
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Of course you like to be picked up. I don't do it often though. Most of the places I go have public transportation.
Sure.
So there's really not a need.
Yeah. You know, here's the thing. I drive. So you're always in the driver's seat. Boy, Cameron, I love sitting in the back or in the passenger seat. I really, really do.
Really?
Yeah, it just feels so great to be driven around.
Don't you feel like richer?
Yeah, I feel like there's someone back there.
Hello, driver. Please take me to where I need to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I love the feeling of being picked up. And sometimes, like on a long, maybe it's an hour drive, like falling asleep.
Yeah.
I love this feeling. And you get a nice little nap.
Yeah.
Because, you're in the car. I just love it.
It is great. Yeah, so this pick someone up, most often used maybe for the airport.
Yes.
Someone comes to the airport and you go to get them.
Children.
Or school.
School.
Yeah. So school has finished, so a lot of parents will go and pick up their children from school.
That's right. That is very common. Or drop them off.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As well as means in addition to. I think it's important to know when and where we use this. Okay. This deal includes accessories as well as the main product.
Yeah, but I don't think we need all those extra things.
Okay. So you could say this deal includes accessories and the main product. right?
Yeah, I do think the meaning is the same, but as well as has a little bit more emphasis just naturally.
Yeah.
If you want to emphasize with and, you have to say, and you have to really use your voice to emphasize, whereas as well as automatically adds a little bit of weight to what you're saying.
Deal includes accessories as well as, and it really kind of slips right out of your mouth. It's very easy. Maria is kind as well as smart. Maria is kind and smart.
Yes.
So here in this context, Cameron, I do feel that she's kind, but you know what? She's also smart.
Right.
That is the feeling that I get. You could say Maria is kind and smart, but it just is like two separate things. But when you say as well as, you feel there's an extra part to that.
Yes. So this phrase again adds emphasis or adds space. Sometimes you might be worried that with and, it goes by too quickly and something is missed. So if you say, this still includes accessories in the main product, I kind of get lost. But as well as can maybe add just an extra bit of space in your sentence.
Oh, more is coming.
To divide things up.
Ah, that's smart.
And very similarly, maybe you need to think, you know you're going to say something else.
Right.
As well as is slightly longer. So it gives you slightly longer to think about your next thing.
Okay, so she's kind, but then something else is coming.
She's kind as well as smart.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I like that. Okay, our power pattern is while we're here. So since we are here, let's do this. Let's visit my uncle while we're here.
Yeah, we came to Seoul.
Yeah.
It's
might
been
as well.
3 years since we've been to Seoul. We might as well visit our uncle. I should use the restroom while we're here.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Might as well.
And it's clean.
And it's clean.
You don't want to risk having to go to a dirty bathroom later.
Yeah. So you're somewhere and it's the logical thing to do. You're there. So while we're here, let's do this.
Yes.
While we're here, while the bathroom's right there, let's go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often hear this a lot with shopping. Maybe you go to a shopping mall to buy one thing, and then you realize, while we're here, let's look at shoes too.
Sure.
I've been needing some new shoes.
Yes, that's right. So it's almost like you want to take advantage of what circumstance you're in.
Yes.
Okay, all of it. Okay, self-guided walking tour is on page 54. Do check out the definition there. And where else should we go?
Please go to Audio Hakdang for a small monthly fee. You can get so much good English language content. It really is a no-brainer.
Yeah, and while you're there, make sure to listen to Power English 5 million times.
Yes.
Okay. Please join us for our live show evening special at 6 p.m. tonight. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.